Those small bones that Bob's crunching up as he tears into that rib cage of that rabbit right now will provide him with all the calcium he needs for his own bones. That's why a whole animal like a rabbit or a possum or a hare, it's a complete food for a dog. All those brands that you buy, they say they're a whole food. No, this is a whole food right here. This is natural. This is the same thing as a wolf would eat. And Bob, from his nose right to his bum, the insides of him are basically the same as a wolf. His DNA is virtually identical. Okay, the little bit that we've changed through breeding has made him look like Bob instead of a wolf, but his actual gut, it's 0.2% different from a wolf. Pretty much the same, and he can process that just as well as a wolf can. Dogs are designed for eating meat, gut, hair, bone, gristle, the intestines. His saliva will kill any germs that would make you and I sick. Like what's in his saliva is completely different to ours. He can't break down vegetation like we can, but he can break down this stuff real quick. And any whole bones that go down in his gut, his digestive acids will break them down. He's really enjoying this. You can see he's just right into it. It'll be interesting to see whether he actually eats the sack with the fecal matter in it. Probably not, but then again, probably will. Now he's eating the liver. Oh yeah, there's good stuff in that, eh, Bob? Dogs cannot break down vegetation. The way they get cellulose, which has been broken down like that, is by eating the inside of the gut of animals that do eat it, because they break it down for them. Poe would love to have some, wouldn't you, Poe, eh? You'd love to have some of that. Well, I'm hunting Bob tomorrow, so it's good that he's got a good feed in his belly now. And I've talked to some vets about this, and they're all no. Particularly when I'm feeding them like eggs. Oh, you'll get salmonella poisoning and all that. Bullshit. It's all just marketing crap so they can sell their shit. And I'm fed up with it really, because they put you wrong on stuff. I've done a lot of research, and I've been feeding my dogs like this for like years now. Never had a sick dog through feeding them whole animals. Never had. The only problems I've had is actually when I've gone to dry feed and they've got clogged up. I have had a dog get clogged up with brisket bone, and that's by feeding too much. And that was an old dog. It was old Jim. But then again, that's an older dog, and you've got to be careful with older dogs. Like and too much brisket bone, well, it's not natural anyway. Like a small whole animal like that there is natural, but a brisket bone comes from like a sheep brisket bone old Jim got clogged up with. And in nature, if they were killing a whole goat or a sheep, and they felt like a wolf would, then they wouldn't eat that much brisket. They'd have a little bit, and they'd all tear into it together. So giving them too much of something is unnatural. So you've got to think about in natural terms how a wolf would eat when you're feeding your dogs. But I'm a great advocate for I really strongly suggest, if you can get a whole food, like a rabbit, a hare, a possum. Take the claws off possums. That will be the best dog tucker your dog will ever get. Poe, what are you doing out of your box, mate? Oh, and Poe's eating some poo right now. She's chewing on a bit of duck poo. Now you might go, oh, yuck. Again, she eats it because she actually needs it. There's stuff inside the poo of a lot of animals that actually is good for your dog. And people go, oh, it's disgusting. Stop measuring it with your human brain. Yes, it would be disgusting if you ate it, but you're not a dog. Dogs' insides are completely different, aren't they, Poe? Right. Sadly, I don't have enough small animals to feed all my dogs, so I've got to give them some dry feed, which I hate doing, but it supplements in between me catching stuff. And that one that Bob's eating right now, I actually shot that with a blowgun 2 days ago and couldn't find out where it was, and Bruno found it this morning. Sorry, Bruno, you in theory should have got it, but no, I'm giving it to Bob. I don't want to teach my dogs to scavenge. Dogs are natural scavengers, that's another thing too. Like, it's natural for them to scavenge. People go, oh, fucking dogs scavenging, but that's actually very natural for them to do. And we try to train our pig dogs not to do it because of scavenging animals like possums that have been poisoned with 1080 and or cyanide or something. We don't want them to get secondary poisoning, but it is in their nature to scavenge. Wolves scavenge. A lot of dogs from the dog family scavenge. Hyenas. Are they from the dog family? Here's a good question for you. I don't know, are they? They look like they are, but maybe they're not. Are coyotes from the dog family? I'm pretty sure they are. Do some googling on stuff. Here you go, Pope. Some dry feed. Yep, you'll get some too, mate. Starting to cry. Oh, I want some. Well, really, I guess it's all about money, isn't it? The other day I took my dog into the vet, Bruno. He got hold of a pig skin. Normally I burn the bristle off the pig skin before I feed to the dogs because the bristle will bound their gut up. Again, you know, in nature, there'd be like 3 or 4 of them. They wouldn't eat a whole entire pig skin. Well, Bruno actually would, because he kills like whole pigs, like small ones. But this was a big pig. It was over 100 pound, and he ate the entire skin. Didn't you, Bruno? That is unnatural because he didn't have the pig to eat it with. He just had the skin, and of course he got clogged up with that. So I took him to the vet. Paid my fee of, I don't know, 60 bucks or how much it was for a consultation. And the vet did absolutely nothing, said absolutely nothing I didn't already know. And didn't even massage the stomach. Nothing, just said, oh, we'll have to do tests. And I said, well, if you do tests and you find something, does that mean you have to operate? And she said, yes, we will. And I said, well, he's 6 years old and he's not going to, you know, he's an old dog for a large breed. He's not going to probably live that long, so it seems a bit harsh to be operating. I just thought you might better, you know, think of something a bit different. No, we're going to have to do blood tests and x-rays and all that. That was going to cost like hundreds of bucks. So I took Bruno home here, and there was me and Awi, who actually bred Bruno, and I started massaging his stomach, and suddenly there was a mighty noise, and he cramped over, and then he did a great big shit, which was a huge wad of hair. It came out, and then an explosion, and the nastiest, foulest smell you've ever smelt, which was 5 days of basically poo that had built up in his gut, and he shitted it all over the lawn. And then the next 2 days he was right as rain. Now why couldn't a vet have done that? And I had exactly the same thing when I took a dog in that the board had hooked it under the jaw here, and it was down here in Mapua, the vet said I took it to this guy, and he didn't even shine his torch in the dog's mouth. And again, I had to pay the fee. He gave me some antibiotics. I got home and I shone my torch down the back of the dog's mouth, and the very back I could see a little bit of white bone. I thought it was his own bone, and on closer observation I realised it was a bit of the pig's tusk had broken off in there. So I got a pair of circuit pliers, stuck it down there, and I pulled out that much tusk that had gone on the back of his jaw. Now had that been left in there, that would have festered, and the dog would have got sick, would have got infection, probably septicemia, blood poisoning, and would have died. He couldn't eat, he couldn't move his jaw. Now why couldn't the vet found that? This is my day for having a bitch. Vets out there, I mean, I've got to say, you know, they work bloody hard to get their themselves qualified. My brother's a vet, and I think they've got like more years than a doctor to become a vet, study. But I'm not going to say all vets are the same, because there's been some bloody good vets. I used to have a real cracker vet called Chris McDonald. Sadly, he was killed in an aeroplane crash when he was skydiving. He was an awesome vet. But a lot of the vets, I'm just trying to get dog tucker here, a lot of vets, I don't know, they come out of vet school and it's almost like they're programmed to tell us this and do that. I guess it's to sell product. I mean, you go in there, they've got those bags of dog tucker, haven't they? So, yeah, anyway. I think as dog owners, particularly guys that hunt like us, we've got to be really responsible ourselves with our dogs and do a lot of hands-on stuff, because you spend a hell of a lot of money and get nothing back. When Jim got clogged up last year, when I had fed him brisket bone, you know, that cost me 1,100 bucks, and it took 4 days before they could finally, and had 4 different vets worked on him. The last vet was the guy that owned the place, Peter. He knew what he was doing, and he stuck his hand right up Jim's back end, didn't stuff around, and dislodged what the first vet should have done on the first day. Here's what I do, there's some biscuits. No, leave it, wait for it, wait for it. Dogs should only be allowed to eat on command in my books. Eat up! In fact, they're only allowed to do anything on command. Keeping your dogs like under control all the time, particularly if you've got a high prey drive dog like my dogs, you've got to have them under full control, because you know things can go wrong sometimes. Have you eaten those biscuits already, Poe? Have you eaten those already? Hey, that's enough for you. I think you could do some more, Bruno, couldn't you? Eh? Anyway, I'm not knocking vets, don't get me wrong, but I've had a pretty bad run. How have you got on with your vet? Must be hard being a vet, because you know I'm just talking about dogs, and they've got to fix things like bloody goldfish and parrots and turtles and people's pets, bloody guinea pigs. Now there's a thought, guinea pig. I reckon you can eat guinea pigs, they look fat and delicious. And I might just get me some guinea pigs to cook up. If anybody's got any pet guinea pigs they're sick of, give me a call, would you? I can't see any reason why you can't eat guinea pig. I bet it tastes delicious. I suppose I better go and do some work. These guys are all hanging around because it's raining and they're getting out of the rain. Trouble is with having free range chickens that are literally free range, you end up with free range poo everywhere too. And it's means that you've got to either take your boots off every time you go in the house or give them a bloody good scrub. Most folk that come into my house keep their boots on, because they take their boots off, they're going to get their socks dirty on my floor. Right, better do some work. Have a good day.